So if you've never tried Eufy cameras, you're probably going to want to after you watch this video. So shout out to Eufy for sending this to me to review. And this is their smaller 2K outdoor camera. And I have Eufy cameras literally surrounding my whole place. Like, that's how much I love these. And I actually got them myself as well. So they do come with, this is a mounting position card. To help you mount the camera. It just makes it a little bit easier. It's basically a sticker you put on, and then you can pre-drill your holes for the mounts. But we're not going to be mounting it today. However, I will show you the footage outside and talk about some of the features so you can get a good idea of what you're getting. Now, this is the little mount. The only thing I don't like plastic mounts. I never have. And this one it's not my favorite kind of plastic mount, but it is easy to set up, and they do come with the drywall screws, the wood screws, whatever you need. Simple, right? We just put it up. When you need to disconnect the camera to charge it, because this is a rechargeable camera, you can remove it from the mount just from unscrewing. So pretty easy. Now let's get right into the camera, because that's really what you guys came here to watch. But the main design of it, this one's not a bad design. It doesn't have the built-in solar panel. Some of their other ones do. So we can remove the film there. Now, it does have motion detection capabilities, so that's what that little scanner is there. And then it's just one front-facing 2K camera. Now, clearly it doesn't have movement capabilities like some of the other models. It is going to be a front-facing one that's going to capture a pretty wide angle based on where you have it. And then you can see you can just screw it onto the mount there. Now, you'll want to have this one a little bit higher because you don't want people to be able to grab it, obviously. And then at the bottom there, it does have a sync option. So that's how we're going to connect it to our device and our app. And then in there is a little USB-C charger. And that's how we charge it. This one doesn't have the SD card. Once you have the app, the setup process is actually really easy. In this case, I can just click the add button, and then you can see you can select through their big list of cameras. For this one, it's just one of their battery cameras. And this is the S10, I believe. Yes, the S10 Solocam we're looking for. So we got it right there. You can see it. We're just going to select that. And now you just go through the process. If you set these up before, it actually makes it a lot easier because you already have some of your other stuff set. So we just have to hold down that sync button until there's a beep. Now we're good. We can click next. And then there is a QR code on the camera that you're going to want to scan with your phone.
Setup was successful.
Okay, just like that, we're set up. So I can set where this camera is going to be. So I'm going to put backyard because that's where I'm going to be testing it. You can also choose, like, this is the battery life kind of. So like, is the camera recording for long periods? Is the quality high? I just put optimal battery life because I want this thing to last the longest. And these have crazy battery lives. The one I have outside lasts almost a year before you have to recharge it. And it has solar charging, which is cool. So we're going to go like this. We're just going to do a few of the quick settings. Okay, so we're going to reload the backyard one. And I'm going to show you how wide of an angle it gets. So this is it's just sitting on a table kind of. That's why you can see a little bit of the wood. But look at how wide of an angle of a camera that is. So you get all the way back to my backyard, which is pretty large yard. And then you can still see all the way to the side. So it is a pretty wide angle lens. Now there's a few different things we can do in it. So you can hold to speak. So if I want to speak through the camera, you can make clips, you can record, because this only records instances. So it records when people get into the frame or animals or vehicles, stuff like that. Let's head over to settings here. And in settings, you can see it's connected to my home base, which lets it record the footage locally. It also has the motion detection where you can choose what it's detecting. If you don't want it to detect your pet, don't detect the pet. If you don't want it to detect vehicles, you don't have to detect it. Right? Human recognition, and then of course the sensitivity. What's really cool is activity zones. So let me show you this right here. We can set up an activity zone, and this is a zone that we can customize where the camera will only activate when things are in those zones. So it leaves everything else non-active. That's really handy if you don't want it to catch into a neighbor's yard. It's a really great feature. Let's go back here. And then of course there's video settings. It shows you power manager. So right now it's 54% because I didn't charge it before doing the video. But then you can also customize your recordings. This way, if you want recordings to last up to 120 seconds, you can do that. And then you can also set that it doesn't get triggered right away. So if you only want it to trigger, let's say, a minute between recordings, you can do that as well. That way it's not tripping every single time your dog walks into the frame or something like that. So it's a really great camera, honestly. Can't recommend it enough.